I guess I'll start backwards. It all started because I was bored in Macau about 4 years ago. I took some workshops, learned from a lot of good people. For portraits, I have to credit a guy by the name of Manny Librodo, who's very famous as a portrait artist. And for landscapes, which I truly enjoy also, I credit the people with Chasing Light in the Philippines. I think the definition between a professional and an amateur photographer is that a professional photographer is one that derives more than 50% of his income from photography. So a lot of people may think they're professionals, but unless it is your livelihood, you can either be a very good amateur photographer or a hobbyist. No, it doesn't. It all depends on how you see the light, how you feel when you take a photograph of your subject. An amateur photographer or a hobbyist could be just as good as a professional photographer. It feels good to have an expensive camera, but I don't think you need to have a very expensive camera. Technology nowadays is so good that most cameras can take very good images. I think you develop a certain style over time. I feel that my recent photos are significantly better than my older photos, and that's just because you learn over time. The street scene photography in Macau is very interesting. I enjoy taking people pictures. I wish we had more opportunities to shoot nice landscapes in Macau, but you work with what you got. It's difficult to say which is your favorite place. Right? Macau is interesting. Southeast Asia, I find certain countries like Vietnam and Cambodia interesting to do people photography because they don't mind you're taking their pictures. For night photography in Macau is good because of all the casino lights. The El Senado area is good. The back streets are very interesting in Macau. Well, when I first started, I wasn't sure what I wanted to photograph. So I go out, I walk every weekend. I take as many images as I possibly can. And I try not to post-process too many of the images. That way I remember what I saw when I saw it. This is what I do after a shoot. Yeah. No. So I generally post-process my pictures here. This is a shoot that I did today with some friends. And this is where I spend most of my afternoons, processing images. This is something that we shot in Macau, at the old junkyard in Macau. The gentleman here is from Brazil. His name is Clever. He works for the House of Dancing Waters. These are just a few of the images that we shot today. I'll show you some. But it's fun doing this on weekends, right? This is sort of a portfolio of my favorite pictures that I've taken over the last few years. I generally shoot people and landscapes most of the time. Macau has interesting backdrops. You know, it's just I wish people would let you take their pictures, but they don't, right? They don't like it. Old people don't. Young people don't mind. Just go out and enjoy each moment because the light changes all the time, so you never know what you're going to capture. And bring your camera with you at all times. You never know what you're going to want to shoot, when you're going to want to shoot it. It is that moment that when you click the shutter, it is your image, so there are really no bad images.